This is the Bleav in Pro Wrestling podcast. Here's Rick Ucchino and SP3 on the Bleav Podcast Network.
What is going on, everyone? Rick Ucchino here on the Bleav Podcast Network, and I am so excited to be joined today by a WWE Grand Slam champion, the Hand of the King, Sir Kofi Kingston, the first ever guest here on the Bleav in Pro Wrestling podcast. How are we doing, sir?
Wow. A lot of pressure. You should have told me that before so I could have prepared and got the butterflies out and the expectation. Wow, this is a heavy task.
Just remember, whenever the Hall of Fame plaque goes on there, just make sure that that's there along with all your other accolades. First ever guest on the Bleav in Pro Wrestling podcast. I would appreciate that. Sir,
that power.
Sir, you've been having some fun here recently, mixing it up with your old buddies, the Usos, the last few weeks. WWE Day 1, and then of course the really fun street fight you guys had on Friday Night SmackDown. And the naysayers out there on social media, I spend too much time on the internet, but it makes for great show prep. Anytime it comes up, it's like, oh, the New Days and the Usos, they're sitting there going, oh, it's the New Day and the Usos again. But those same people at the end of those matches go, oh, damn, that was awesome, man. So it's like, what makes this rivalry with the Usos so damn special?
Yeah, it's funny that you say that, man, because we laugh about that all the time because, I never heard so many people complain about like a guaranteed great match. You know what I'm saying? Like you go out there and complain, oh, I got to watch another great match. Well, I'm tired. Every match that we've had with the Usos, like we pride ourselves on, making it better than the last, and I always say this, and I don't mean to like compare myself to like the Dudleys and the Hardys and, and Edge and Christian, but with their ladder matches, like that was the standard that they set, was to outdo themselves every single time. It's so easy working with the Usos, man. Like we have the same mentality, no matter where we are on the card. We seek to steal the show, as you saw on day 1. Like they were like, you gonna put us first? Okay, well, we're gonna try to set the table a little high. You're gonna need a booster seat to sit up there and eat. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, we just love going out there, and you're blessed when you have an opponent who you jive with, and we jive with the Usos so well on so many different levels, from conceptualizing how to construct the match all the way into the finish, and everybody has unique ways of just getting in there, and then our in-ring chemistry too is like just chef's kiss, you know what I'm saying? Top notch, and I hate to like toot my own horn, but like, we watch these matches back. I don't really like watching many of my matches back, but with the Usos, I always go out of my way to like watch it back because we just, again, take a lot of pride in being able to put together matches that are compelling time and time again. Knock on wood, maybe the next one will be a stinker. I don't know. I'm glad I said that. Maybe the next one will be a stinker. Then people will have some grounds to complain about. But man,
so just something else to complain about. That's exactly what I want to go out there.
It's funny. It's all good though.
Like you said, those matches you guys put together, they always end up being really, really good, and I do appreciate that about you guys. Losing side of the scoreboard this time on day 1, unfortunately for yourself and King Woods. And unfortunately, day 1 was a rough pay-per-view for every member of the New Day. Big E losing his WWE Championship in the way that he did. And he was very hard on himself in an interview that he did with Sports Illustrated this week, talking about his run and it ending so soon. Says he wanted to knock it out of the park, but he says he fell short of doing that. As a friend and as somebody who watched him do his thing over the 100 some odd days that he was WWE champion, how do you assess how he did at his first shot being the guy in WWE?
I thought he did great. We're always the biggest critics of ourselves, and you go back to like criticisms and everything online, or people giving us feedback on matches. We've always taken pride in kind of holding ourselves to the highest standard. Like nobody is going to hold us to a higher standard than we hold ourselves to. So we expect nothing but the best of ourselves, myself, Woods, and E. Like that's just the way that we roll, So I wasn't surprised to see some of the things that he had said about the way things went. He gave what he felt was an honest look at his time but it makes him that much more hungrier, right? Like to do it again, and now you've gotten like that first shot out of the way, right? And you just there's something about like when I won the title, people were like, okay, so now that you won the title, now what? I'm like, how about another one? You know what I'm saying? Like you get
Yeah.
you like it's like there's so many things that come with being a champion. There's so many labels, and you take a lot of pride, at least you should, at being able to be the face of the company and put the whole company on your back, and go out there and not you always go out there and you want to have a great match, but to do it with the championship, you realize that like this is the stamp of approval from everybody in the industry, right? Like that you are put in this role, you are trusted to be the face of the company. So again, it's no surprise that he was that hard on himself. But for me in particular, I'm real proud of him in the way that he carried himself as champion. He was able to kind of switch things up. But also not change and stay true to himself, which a lot of people can't say. I feel like when he was in the ring, and this has always been the case, but he's always had the support of the people. You know what I'm saying? He's always able to go out there and entertain and do things that as a man that large, he should not physically be able to do, but he goes out there and showcases his athleticism every single time he touches the mic. He's able to move people and make people feel. And that's so, it's hard. It's a lot harder to do than you would think. There's a lot of people that can't at the level that he can. So, I'm super proud of him for being able to fulfill that role, and for him to be able to again put the company on his back and be the face of the company, and to get that shot, to chase that shot. That's what he deserved, right? Like so. Definitely has my pride.
And look, I mean, the guy was everywhere. You want to talk about being an ambassador for the company. Crushed it, absolutely knocked it out of the park. I mean, Big E was everywhere from Fox, game day to boxing matches to concerts and award shows and everything. And the guy was spectacular in that role. There were also a lot of parallels to how his run ended and how your run ended, namely, Brock Lesnar being the key component there. You saw the raw emotion on his face after the match ended. He talked about it was in that Sports Illustrated interview about how disappointing it is to lose that championship. How long did it take you to get over that loss and to your loss to Brock? And did you have any advice, for E in handling this situation?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't necessarily have any advice. I mean, I would never tell someone like how to feel. You know what I'm saying? You feel how you feel. It makes you grow. If you feel a certain way. But for me in particular, I a lot of this isn't up to us. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, if it was up to me, I wouldn't have made myself like have to fight for 11 years to get one title shot. You know what I'm saying? So like, there's a lot that we can't control, and I'm really big on controlling what I can control. I can go out there when I have a match and I can knock it out of the park, and that's about it. As far as what happens the next week or what happens afterwards, completely out of my hands. You know what I'm saying? So, it kind of is what it is. You know what I mean? Like if you are the kind of person that's going to let something bad like tear you down and hold you down for a long time, then you're probably not going to progress any further. This business is so like next man up, so you have to be constantly on your grind, even after a huge loss. Yes, it stings, but again, when those things that sting and those things that hurt make you better. You remember how that feels, and then you go out there and you have a certain level of just a different level of mentality going out there, and it's reflected in your work. It's reflected in the physical things that you do out there, and the way that you speak, and the way that you feel, and your confidence level, and your desire and passion. Like that all comes out, and that comes out because of the experience that you had. So I take everything as a growing experience, as an opportunity to get better. And that's what these situations do. They make us stronger.
Talk about opportunities. Obviously, the Royal Rumble is just a couple of weeks away. Big E can begin the climb to get his opportunity back. You can get an opportunity once again at either the WWE or Universal Championship. Excitement level for this match has to be off the charts just because it's back in front of the fans. The Royal Rumble last year in the Thunderdome, it was great, but I mean, it's the crowd that really, really, really makes this event. And plus, there's a lot of intrigue here. We already have Mickie James, the Impact Knockout Women's Champion, who's going to be in this match. Who knows who might show up in the men's matchup this year? Your overall thoughts and excitement about maybe even a Forbidden Door entry coming up this year?
I love it. The Forbidden Door is open. Oh my God. Oh, can we talk about this company? Can we talk? I mean, I'll be honest though, man. I was real surprised at that because we, as a company, have not really opened that Forbidden Door ever, right?
There's a reason it's called that, right?
Yeah. Particularly with us, there are other companies that have explored that, but yeah, it's really exciting, man. And for Mickie to be the one to kind of bust through the door, it's so Mickie. It's so Mickie, you know what I mean? And I love it. Mickie to me has been like an older sister throughout my entire career. So I'm really excited just to see her, just so we can, BS a little bit and go back and forth. But I was real happy when I heard that. And I think a lot of the fans were happy too, because, now the intrigue is there, right? What other doors are we going to open? Who else is going to be there? Now you really have your eyes on the Royal Rumble, because I think that we've done a great job in bringing people back from the past who have been with WWE. And that's one of the main things of the Royal Rumble, one of the main levels of intrigue and excitement that the Royal Rumble brings. And yeah, it just gives a whole new level, man, because you really have literally no idea. It can literally be anybody from anywhere coming in at any time. So yeah, man, I'm really excited about the Rumble, man. And when it's in front of people, it's just that much better, right? This is one of the I feel like it's WrestleMania and the Rumble as the top two pay-per-views of the year, man. People get so excited, man. People in the crowd in the countdown, just this huge big ass party. It's just awesome, man. So I just can't wait, man. I really can't wait for it. The energy's going to be off the chains.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It'll be my first one there in person in St. Louis, so I'm looking forward to experiencing what that's going to be like in person for the first time in my life. Of course, we are on the road to WrestleMania. Tickets are still available now for the stupendous 2-night event in Dallas. They're available through SeatGeek, so make sure to get there. Maybe you'll see Kofi Kingston fighting for a Universal Championship or a WWE Championship. I know he's working on one of those spectacular saves. I know you're cooking up something, man. I know it's coming. I know it's coming.
You'd be surprised at how little I do cook on these on the Royal Rumble. But now that you started talking about it, I'm like, man, this is right around the corner. Maybe I should start thinking about what's going on out there. But we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. It'll be a great show regardless. And like I said, I'm really super excited about it. And I think a lot of the people are going to be pleasantly surprised with the entrance and the whole presentation. It's going to be great.
All right, man. Well, I wish you luck. Good luck this weekend with your Patriots. I'm rooting for you until they have to play my Bengals, of course.
Yeah, it'll be good, man. Hey, you talk about storylines in the NFL, boy, they got some good storylines going on right now. Young quarterbacks coming up, taking over, the new generation coming out. Mac Jones, Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow, you know what I'm saying? Trevor Lawrence, man, Trey Lance, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be great, man. I love. And how about the Colts? You know what I'm saying? How do you have the MVP and then you end up not making the playoff? Wow.
Dude, we would need another 15 minutes. We would need another 15 minutes to talk about it. But I guarantee you the PR team's already screaming at me to shut up and move on because you got other stuff to do. I really appreciate your time, man. Take care, and we'll talk again soon.
Man. Yeah, for sure, man. Thanks for having me on. The first guest.
The first ever.
I held up 2 hands saying peace, but I'm like, wait, I should have held up the one. But I'm like, oh no, the Usos are doing the ones now. Yeah, but I'm the first. Let me just get out of here, man. Let me just get out.
All right, man. Take care, man. Take care.